Well, now we are going to do a revision exercise on equations and inequalities. We can start with question 1, that is solve for x. Now this question says leave answers correct to 2 decimal places where appropriate. Okay, let's start with A. The question says over here that x squared minus 7x minus 8 equals 0. So in this case, we can just take factors of 8. You know, factors of 8 are 1 and 8, 2 and 4, and that's all. So now, if we need to form a sum that is equal to -7, we can get that from +1 and a -8. Okay, so now I can say here +1 and then -8 there, and then there are 2 solutions here, and that makes x plus 1 equals 0, which means x is -1, and then x minus 8 is 0, which means x equal to 8. So the solutions are the 2. Okay, now B, we have like x squared minus 7x plus 8 equals 0. Now there we also have this. We have 2 solutions there. Now we're going to ask ourselves, what are the factors of 8 that can make -7? There must be a -8 and +1. So this will be x minus 8 equals 0, which means x is 8, or x minus +1 is 0, which means x is -1. Now C, 9x squared minus 4x equals 0. No, okay. C the 9x squared equal 4x. Okay, if you move the 4x over, it's going to be 9x squared minus 4x is 0. Then we can factorize. Take x common factor, that makes 9x minus 4 is 0, which means that x is 0, or 9x minus 4 is 0, which means x will be equal to 4 over 9. Okay, if you move the 4 over and then divide by 9, we get 4 over 9. And then question D, we have this fraction here. All right, D, we have like 15 over x minus 1 minus x plus 3 over x squared plus x, and then equal 12 over x. Now, x squared plus x, we can take x for common factors, okay? And then this will be what? X plus 1. Then this can be rewritten as x minus 1 under 15 minus x factor of x plus 1 under x plus 3, and then equal to x under 12. Okay, so if I need to make to solve this, I need to make the denominator common. To do that, I'll times here by x plus 1. Okay, I'll times by x plus 1, and then I'll times by x minus 1, and then I'll times by x plus 1, and then x minus 1. Okay, over here also I times by x to make the denominator common. So if I times by x at the denominator and x plus 1 there, I must do the same on the numerator to maintain the fraction. Over here, I times also by x minus 1 to maintain the fraction. There also I times by x by x plus 1 and then x minus 1 to maintain the fraction. Then over here, the denominator will be not that the denominator are common, we can just drop the denominators. Okay, we can drop them, and then deal with the numerator only. That makes 15x times x, that makes 15x squared plus 15x. And then over there, that makes negative x times x makes x squared with the negative x squared. X times -1 makes negative x with the negative makes positive x. And then that makes a positive 3 also equal to, over here, we have the product that leads to a difference of two squares. That makes x squared minus 1, okay? So that makes 12x squared minus 12 because we do 12 times x squared and 12 times that. Now we can move, we can do 15x squared minus 12x squared because they're both sides of the equal sign. If I move the negative 12, the 12x over, it will be 15x squared minus 12x squared. That makes 3x squared. And then, or with the negative here, that makes actually 2x squared. And then plus 15x. And if I move the 12 over, it's going to be plus 15. Voila. Hold on a second. Let's underline. This will make 2x squared. And then this and that makes 16x. And then this and that makes 15x. No, 15 only equals 0. Now we have a quadratic trinomial. We do 2 times 15, which is positive 30. And the factors of 30 are 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6. Okay, and then can we get a sum that is equal to 16? No, the closest is this one that makes 17. Let's double check if we did miss anything. I think I missed something here. Let's double check here. X times that makes x squared with the negative x squared. X times that makes negative x with the negative. Oh, it was 3 times x that I missed. Okay, 3 times x makes 3x with the negative. It makes negative 3x. So there were a negative 3x here also. A negative 3x that I missed. So so this will be 13x. Okay, now if I look at the factors here, we can get 13 with 2 and 5, 2 and 15, I mean, if it's a negative 2 and positive 15. So this will be 2x squared minus 2x plus 15x plus 15 equals 0. And then what happened here? We can take x for the common factors, actually 2. For the first two here, take 2x for the common factor, that makes x minus 1. And then for the last two, I'll take 15 for the common factor, is going to be something. Okay, let me just, I think I need to restart to redo this part. Let's just redo this other part. So over here, we'll have like 15x squared plus 15x minus open bracket x squared plus, so if I do this times that times that, and this times that times that makes x squared minus x x squared minus x plus 3x, and then minus 3 equal to 12x squared minus 12, okay? Because we times here. So now this will be 15x squared plus 15x minus x squared minus x squared plus x minus 3x plus 3. This will be equal to Okay, if I move the 12x squared here, it's going to be negative 12x squared plus 12 equals 0. Okay, so now we have like this minus that makes what? 3x squared. Okay, no, let's underline all the terms that end with x squared. We have that, and that. That makes 2x squared, and then 15x, 16x minus 3, that makes plus 13x, and then there we have like 3 plus 12, that makes plus 15. Okay, equals 0. Now the factors of we do 2 times 15 is 30. The factors of 30 are listed here. We can get 13x if we do minus 2 and plus 15, but minus 2 times 15 doesn't make positive 30, okay, because here it's positive 30. So we must look at other factors. But instead we can use positive 3 and positive 10, because the product makes 30, positive 30, and the sum makes 13. So over here we can write it as 2x squared plus 3x plus 10x plus 15 equals 0. So now there we can take x for common factors, plus 5 for common factors here, equals 0. That makes 2x plus 3, 2x plus 3, and then we can take x plus 5 for common factors, and then 2x plus 3 equals 0. Now there are two solutions here, x equals negative 5, or x equal to negative 3 over 2. So those are the solutions of this question. Yeah. We have another question here, question E. Okay. The question says that x squared is greater or equal to 64. Okay. So we can move, that makes x squared is 64 is a square number, so we can write it like 8 squared greater or equal to 0. Okay, that means x minus 8, x plus 8 is, or no, is greater or equal to 64. What am I saying? So equal to 0. Now there we have our critical values that are 8 and negative 8. So now in the number line we can see that if I draw my number line over here, and then this will be negative 8 and then 8. Okay, so if I look at a number lesser than negative 8, like in this interval, for instance, okay, we'll make like all this to be positive, because if I take like negative 9, for instance, I have negative 9 here and negative 9 there, I'll get a positive number. And this will be true for all the values in this interval. And then if I take 0 in between this interval, negative 8 and 8, there I will get a negative answer, and then true for all the values between the interval negative 8 and 8. And then from 8 to positive infinite will make also another positive there. So the solution here would be x must be lesser than or equal to negative 8, or x must be greater or equal to 8. And then question F says that x squared plus 1 greater or equal to 0. This means, okay, this is, you know that x squared is, apologies, x squared is always a square number. This is, it is, I mean, it's always positive or 0. It is a square number, it's greater or equal to 0. And then this one here is strictly greater than 0. Now, the sum will make a solution that is greater than 0. So therefore, x squared plus 1 will make x is a real number. Okay, so we say x is all real number, or we can say from negative infinite to infinite. Okay, and then we can do question G. I can write this way. G is like 4 over x minus 6 equal to 2x minus x squared under 2 minus 3x minus x squared minus 8x plus 12, all under 12. Okay, so the question says correct to shorten this to one decimal place. Now let's look at the denominators here. Maybe we can factorize. Yes, we can. Over here, the denominator here, we can make it like, we can take 2x for common factors. And this is going to be not 2x, but only x for common factors, okay? We can take x for common factors, it's going to be like 2 minus x. And then we can switch the orders, okay? 2 minus x, so let's make it x minus 2. And then it's going to be like, it will change the sign here. It's going to be negative there, and then it's going to be there, x minus 2. Okay, whenever we switch the sides here, we can just make a negative there in front, change the sign. If it was a positive, make a negative, like in this case, and if it was a negative, we make it positive. Okay, and on the other side, we can factorize that also. We look at product of 12 that makes a sum of negative 8. Is there any let me just list them so we can all see. 12 factors are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. You can note that with 2 and 6, we can make negative 8 if it's, minus 2 and minus 8. Minus 2 and minus 6, sorry. So the common denominator here must be x, x minus 2, and x minus 6, okay? So there that we have like 4 over x minus 6, we're gonna change it to x times x minus 6 and then times x minus 2. So we're gonna do the same also at the numerator, okay? Minus equal to minus. At the denominator, we initially have like x, open bracket x minus 2, okay? There it was 2 minus 3x. So we must times by x minus 6, and there also we times by x minus 6 to maintain the fraction. And then minus, there it's like x minus 2 times x minus 6. Okay, we'll times here by x. And then there we have like, initially we had 12, and then we times that also by x. Now, that's the denominator are common. We can just drop the denominators, okay? And then equates the numerator, and then this will be, excuse me, 4x squared minus 8x equal to negative 2x. That makes 2 times, that makes positive. Now we need to take the negative sign here into account, okay? 2 times that makes 2x, but the negative makes negative 2x. 2 times that makes negative 12, but the negative makes positive 12. And then negative 3x times x makes positive negative 3x with the negative makes positive 3x. And there also negative positive 3x squared, and then negative 18 minus 12x. Now let's combine like terms, or we can move everything to one side. that becomes positive 2x minus 12 minus 3x squared plus 18 minus 12x equals 0. Now combining like terms, this and that makes x squared. This one and that and that negative 8 plus 2x makes negative 6x minus 12 makes negative 18x, and then this and that makes positive 6 and then equals 0. Now this is a quadratic trinomial, and then no product of 6 will make a sum equal to negative 18. So in this case, we need to use the quadratic formula that is given by minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So we can use that. It will be a fraction minus b is negative 18, okay, plus square root of b squared, so negative 18 to the power of 2, minus 4a, and then c, which is 6, all over 2a, which is 1. And then we equal there is 9 plus 5 root 3. We can press ST there. That's 17.66. That makes a 17.7. Okay, to one decimal place. So x equal to, that makes x equal to 17.7 with the positive, and with the negative, it will be the negative, it will be press ST there, 0.3. 0.3. That's the solution. That was that question G. Now we can do H. 16x squared plus 1 equals 0. Again, if you look here, 16x squared is just a square number, because 16 is 4 squared. Okay, it can be written as excuse me, it can be written as 4x to the power of 2 plus 1. So here we have like greater or equal to 0, and then greater or 0, greater than 0. Now this will make the sum of the two will make greater than 0. Now here it says equal to 0, so we can the solution here will be no answers, no solutions, because 0 is not greater than 0, because here it makes basically 0, sorry, it makes here that 0 is greater than 0, but 0 is not greater than 0. So we say here no solution. Okay, no solution. Okay. We can do now question I. That says 0 lesser than 2x squared minus x. Okay, that makes 0 lesser than x factors of x squared. No. 2x minus 1. That makes 2x minus 1 is greater than 0. So the critical values here are 0.5. Critical values will be x is 0 or x equal to 1/2. Now, those are not the solution, but the critical values. Okay, so to find the solution, we need to draw the number line. I draw my number line here, and then place in 0 over there, and then 1/2 over there. Now, if we look at this interval from negative infinity to 0, okay, I can take What sign here? What number here? If I take a number like -1, for instance, -1 here, -1 there, negative and negative would make it positive. So this can be positive. Okay, and then if I take a number here in between 0.5, like a quarter, for instance, if I have a quarter here, I'll have like 1/2 minus 1, which is negative. Positive and negative would make it negative, and this one will be positive there. So greater than 0 are in this interval here and there. So this means x is lesser than 0 or x is greater than 1/2. You see? That was question I. Um, all for question 1. Thank you.